to the voting stations. So again, we don't think that the choice of the St. Martin's home in St. John for a voting station was the right choice to make, looking at how it worked in practice. Having sent those areas to the Lieutenant Governor, we were informed again very promptly that our request for a meeting, mind you, as a faction in the Island Council, for a meeting with the chairperson of the Island Council, that request could not be honored. And we regret that very much. We regret that very much, that is the position of the Island Council, of the chairman of the Island Council. In fact, the Lieutenant Governor referred us back and told us to take our queries and concerns to the Executive Council and to the Island Council of St. Martin. But we will deal in a formal way with that response by the Lieutenant Governor, talking about matters on or during election. There are more and more questions being asked, and we don't have the answers. I think the government needs to supply the answers regarding the persons, especially students, who were brought to St. Martin to exercise their right to vote. And there's nothing wrong with that. If these persons, especially persons in the United States, are registered in our registry, then they are entitled to vote. Our concern stems from the fact, and the people on St. Martin are asking whether it is government who brought the students back to the island. Students themselves are asking that, but our concern again goes back to the fact that we are understanding that the students' representative, in this case in Tallahassee, was the one coordinating our students coming back. And again, there's nothing wrong with that, but we do believe that there's something seriously wrong when our students are not only told, well, a passage is being provided for you, but then our students are told who they must vote for. And I think that there is where we have a problem. So that they can come out to vote, that's fine. They are voters, they are in our voters registry, but in the case of a representative being paid by government to represent our students, that person should not have any role in telling students, well, a passage is going to be paid for you, by whom remains the question, but then you have to vote either so or the other way. So we are going to continue to ask for information regarding this, so that the people of St. Martin can understand what exactly took place. The matter of the political steering group meeting, and that will be held on the 11th of February. I was informed of this date by the Commissioner for Constitutional Affairs, Mr. William Marlin. My response to him was that, and apparently the delegation of St. Martin is expected to travel on the 9th of February, and because any preparatory meetings with the delegation will be held on Curacao. My response to the commissioner was that, firstly, I need to take into consideration a women's conference that is being held here by the Strong Women of the Kingdom network, which, as you know, is a network consisting of women from all parts of the kingdom, and is basically coordinated and comes from directly from the State Secretary herself, Mrs. Ang Bielefeld. So we have that on the 9th, and I also indicated to Commissioner Marlin in this case that taking that into consideration, the Democratic Party will be represented, no two ways about that, because we believe that it should be clear that as far as the Democratic Party is concerned, we who started the process for constitutional change and who carried it for such a very long time are still very much in favor of and ready to push and continue to push that process. But I also believe that more attention should be given to the Island Council, and not only Sarah Westcott Williams, but to all members of the Island Council, in terms of sharing information with the Island Council, letting us know what is taking place on a local level before we go to meetings on a kingdom level. My proposal to the commissioner was that such a meeting, be it in the form of a PCCA or otherwise, be held, so that all members could be brought up to speed as to what has happened on a local level since the last political steering group meeting. And I also suggested kindly that it would be wise to also give another member of the Democratic Party faction the opportunity to take part in the meetings, political steering group and others,